Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Sit Fearlessly. My name is Sue Fearless, and I am one half of Sit Fearlessly. Shout out to my girl, Gigi. She is not here today, but we have definitely a dope show. We have the one and only Amani Kroom in the house. Yes, and we are, as you guys know, we are in New York Fashion Week. So we are going to dive into everything New York Fashion Week. We're going to discuss fashion. We're going to discuss the challenges behind running a full modeling business and being in the fashion world. And yeah, we're going to dive deep and go into all of that.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, of course. Well, I know you just had a trip, so I'm so glad you took that time off, right?
Yes,
because
it was
it's much
amazing.
needed.
We went to the Bahamas for a week, and it was much needed. I didn't have a phone. This is the first time I didn't have a phone ever for a week, so that was really different. But I really enjoyed myself being around family and the ocean and all that kind of stuff. So I was able to relax a little bit before the storm.
Yeah, and that's so important because I was actually having a meeting yesterday and we were discussing that, like how important it is to take time off and digress, because when you are in the creative field, it's like ongoing. Nonstop. You know, especially entrepreneurs and all of that. You guys know how it goes. So it's good
rough.
to take time off. Yeah, it's very rough. But I'm glad you took that time off because now it's time to like recharge and go.
Seriously. Recharge and go.
Yes.
Press the gas.
Exactly, yes. So, we've all been following your journey and we're very proud of everything you've been doing. You along with your husband, Flex, you guys have something really dope going. I love to see unity and partnership, and couples working together, that Black love. I love that so much. So, it shows that we can do that together, right? Because a lot of couples, it's difficult to work together.
I try.
Yes.
I try.
Yeah, so next time I would love to have both of you here so we can talk about those dynamics because that's
Okay, I'll work on that.
Yes. But yeah, so let's talk, before we dive into New York Fashion Week, let's talk about how you started your company, how was it building a team, the challenges that you've been facing and things like that.
So when we are talking about Fashion Week and starting Fashion Week, so Flex and I have been in production for over 10 years, right? I think our first show was like 2008, sometime around there. Actually, maybe it was around 2012, somewhere around there. And we produced our first solo show called Karma. And what that fashion show was all about, like helping people level up and be their best selves. So that's always kind of been what our foundation was. But when it came to New York Fashion Week, we always produced other people's New York Fashion Week shows. So designers, independent contractors, like other people, the not bridal fashion week, like we've always done fashion shows for other people. And this year we said, okay, we're going to take this on and we're going to jump into New York Fashion Week as I'm next modeling. And the thing is I didn't really want to do it.
Okay.
I was like, no, I don't want to jump back in right now. This is not, because we've done so much and there are so many highs and lows when it comes to fashion show production, and it kind of makes things get a little sour. The passion part of it is like when things don't go your way in business, it's one thing, but when it's a fashion show and it goes another way than anticipated, it kind of just burns a little bit more, But this year, he was like, you know what? No, we took enough time off. It's time to jump back in. This is the time right now. So, starting it up was interesting because, we're so used to doing everything on our own. And it's a part of us that we take pride in because it's like we don't really need anybody else till the day of. We got everything that we need to do before then. But the interesting part is that when you look at it, you see how much you've grown and how big things are. Like you don't get time to really sit back and look at how big things are because you're always on go.
Yeah.
But when we looked at the scope of how big this show was, we were like, there's no way that we could do it on our own. And of course, he was like, no, we can do it on our own, but we're going to bring people in.
Okay.
So building the team was really about finding people, who had strengths and who had something to bring to the table and that could really do the work because, just like you, I know as an entrepreneur, you're always looking, how can I be another me to get more done? And that's kind of hard to find sometimes.
Oh, yeah. Very difficult to find, yes. I think building a team is one of the most difficult things because not only do you need the extra hands, but you want to find people who you can trust. You want to find people who are reliable. right?
Sure.
Who can do the work, who are professional. Sure. So I know that's very difficult. But so what exactly are you guys doing for New York Fashion Week? You're putting a full production show together that's going to house like different designers. Like tell us a little bit more about that.
So this Fashion Week show is really interesting because one thing that we are really good at is bringing so many people to the table. So it's not just independent designers or house name designers, it's also retail stores as well.
Okay.
So we have Ashley Stewart in the mix, we have City Jeans in the mix, we have people like Katu, Lee Grayhill in the mix, Fear No One Apparel in the mix, we have Moscow, who was just on the cover of Forbes a couple months ago. We have Hundo Frames, I think his thing is called. And, you know, it's so many people involved. And it's just like having this mixture of people on so many different levels is really exciting.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, oh, wow, I could wear Nike. I could also wear Ashley Stewart. Oh, I'm also going to see children. I'm also going to see adults. We have brands that are coming in being a food sponsor. You know, we have different hosts coming in and celebrities. So it's just like being on this level and having such a high quality experience is really dope. This chapter, this season is called The Vision. And we didn't want to name it season 1, season 2, or anything like that. We always try to get really, really deep when it comes down to naming something. So we called this one The Vision mainly because we wanted to say, like, this is the plan. This is the vision. It's coming to fruition, you know. And with this fashion show, it's really just the seed. There's so much more to come. You know, there's so many things. We planned this in a month.
Right.
1 month.
That's insane.
Fashion shows take over 12 months to plan.
Yes.
You know, so for a show at this magnitude to be planned in a month with us going away and having such a strong team to hold it down for a week, that's a long time.
Yeah.
And I was a little paranoid at first, but when I, you know, was on my cruise, I would get a phone call here and there, like, everything's fine. We got more sponsors.
Right.
You know, everything's good. Emails went out. And I'm just like, okay, you know, it's hard trying to let people take control, especially when you're so in control all the time.
Yes.
But it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah. So, okay. So are you also providing, aside from the production, providing like the models and things like that for all of the designers? How does that part work?
So we held a casting, and that's one of the fun parts. It's the easiest part. It's fun. We get to meet so many random people and people that we've worked with before, and, you know, fresh faces and all of these different types of things. So the casting part is what's most fun. So we held a casting call for 1 day. And with the casting call, we saw children, we saw adults, we saw, you know, so many different types of people. One thing that is strong about us is we love diversity.
Okay.
So we had the whole squad there. We're looking at who's coming in, and we had to make a lot of cuts, which is not the fun part because everybody is so talented. But, you know, we have to meet the designer's needs, and then we break it down and see what designers need and supply them with the models.
But it's so good because you guys have so many different designers and companies that you're working with.
Yep.
So there's opportunity for a lot of models, even though you had to make cuts, but there's still a lot of opportunity. So that's good.
And I'm glad you're speaking about opportunity, because one of the main reasons why we're doing New York Fashion Week is because we had a vision. And our vision is to provide an income for models on this level, because obviously there are levels in the fashion industry where models are making money. Right. But let's be very real. Even if in a Ralph Lauren show or another A-list show, models still may be walking for free or maybe walking for clothes just because of the experience and the level of exposure that is providing. But on this level, the ground level, which I don't like to call it the underground level, because I feel like, is it really underground? It is to a certain aspect, but on this level, models are always walking away with nothing. And the game has changed so much where models are literally paying to walk in shows.
Wow.
And to me, that doesn't make sense. Right? I mean, if I don't sell these amounts of tickets, I have to pay you. So I feel like that was kind of crazy.
Right.
So me and Flex are like, how can we create an opportunity for models to be able to earn income? Where's the income coming from? Is it going to be fundraised and all these things, which takes time, but we don't have time, right? So even though models still had to sell tickets, we're cutting a percentage out of our pocket, giving it to the models. Production teams make all the money, right? Not to be a person to tell the secrets, but it's no secret. Production teams make all the money and models make zero.
Yes.
They have to pay for hair, they have to pay for nails, they have to pay for travel, they have to pay for wardrobe, and all of these different aspects. After COVID, things changed so much. So it's basically like, okay, what am I walking away with? If my pictures are horrible, I walk away with nothing anyway, right? So we basically said, let's go ahead and create an opportunity where you earn an income and make money.
That. Okay, so I know we discussed the opportunities the models get, but talk to us a little bit about the opportunities that designers get as well, the exposure.
Oh my goodness. How could we forget about the designers? The designers are gaining so much. When we were thinking about the vision and the startup of Next Fashion Week, it was more so about models and designers. And with the designers, it's, you guys are not making any money after the fashion show, right? And this is the problem. People are spending so much money in producing material and clothes, and they're not gaining anything back. They're getting all this exposure on social media, but it's not transitioning into sales. So we have a little secret that we're probably gonna launch next season. But for this season, what they get is they get photo shoots. So any designer who registered for this particular fashion show, we're doing something that is not, nobody gives you a photo shoot for doing Fashion Week, okay? Once you walk the runway, that's it, you're done. They come in and they have photo shoots for their whole collection that was shown in Fashion Week so that they can also market themselves after the fashion show and further their growth, right? And they're also able to promote themselves on our page and on our website with all of the things that we have coming up and photo shoots that we have coming up for magazine publications. So they also get magazine publications as well.
I love that. I love that. So what is the criteria for a designer to submit to be a part of your production for New York Fashion Week?
So everybody has the opportunity to submit. But one of the things that we look for is quality, right? But we are not a company that's going to say, you know what, because you're not here, we're not going to accept you. But you do have to have a full collection. And it has to be produced in a way that makes sense for the flow of the show. So for instance, we may take a couple streetwear designers with t-shirts and hoodies and hats, sunglasses and accessories. And then we may have a bunch of avant-garde as well, to have that equal balance with the fashion aspect of New York Fashion Week, giving them some hype, giving them some of the creative aesthetic. And then we may also have some gowns in there, some evening wear, right? And swim is also something. So the criteria varies depending on what it is that we are looking for that particular fashion show.
What will be the media exposure there for them, just so that they're aware?
So we are expecting Hollywood Unlocked, Fashion Bomb Daily. We are expecting Hollywood Unlocked, Fashion Bomb Daily. I think that there's Jazzy's Corner. And we are also expecting Shade Room.
We only had about 1 minute, but I'm going to extend us a couple more minutes because I do want to ask you 2 important questions. But I love that you're bringing opportunity to models. And what you shared right now, not a lot of people know that you have to invest in that way as a model, right? So it's hard. But I do want to ask you, what makes you stand out from other fashion shows?
So one thing is our motto, which is create, evolve, and advance. So our integrity and how we treat people is number 1. I've been a part of so many fashion show production teams. Models don't eat, models don't have water, models are not taken care of. Just the experience on its own is horrible, and they get the low end. So us being Next, we put models first. That's number 1. And I don't see that anywhere happening, right? So that's one. The second thing is you're walking away with something. You're not just walking away with an incredible experience and amazing photos. There's going to be so much exposure in the room through the celebrities and the photographers and the media there, but you also walk away with money. Yes. You walk away with earning something from selling so much. And we're a family-oriented company. So that's also something that sets us apart. Nobody is really serving family. Nobody is giving opportunity and, this is home and you're going to come back and you're going to know all these people and this is what this is going to be like. Right. This is a different experience for everybody.
Yeah. I love that. Because there are a lot of people that are jaded from the industry.
Completely.
So I love that you guys offer that, and it's kind of like a safe space.
Safe space for sure. There's so much love here.
And not only love, but there's also a lot of growth. because you do a lot of coaching, which is great. I love that because you're giving back in that way, because it's not only like, okay, come, I'll book you and that's it. It's like, no, they need to also grow professionally and personally. So I love that
that's one thing that I could definitely say, you know, with the growth, I see so many models that has started here that are doing incredible things. Incredible things. Some people are modeling with Tommy Hilfiger and Skims and signed with huge agencies, traveling the world. And it's just like, you really started here. People are sending me pictures like, look at her. Look at that girl in Prada. In Prada.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's really crazy. And it really, like I said before, you don't really get a chance to sit back and look. And I'm not the type of person to be like, look.
Right.
But when I'm sitting here looking at it, it's like, wow.
Yeah.
It's been a minute.
Yeah, and they learned a lot from you, and I'm next. So I love that. So before we go, tell us, you know, the full name of your company so everyone's aware, where they can follow you, where they can get more information, and the date of the show.
Absolutely. So again, our company is I'm Next. Okay, I'm Next Modeling. You can follow us on Instagram at I'm Next Modeling. And my name is Amani Kroom. I'm one of the founders of Omnex Modeling. The show takes place on September 6th at the Manhattan Mirage at 7 p.m. So make sure that you are in the building. Tickets can be found on Eventbrite. And thank you so much for considering to come to our show.
Yes, I love that.
Thank you for having
me. And if you guys
me.
have any interest in modeling, I am next. Definitely reach out to them.
You're next.
All right. Thank you, guys. This is another episode of Sit Fearlessly, and I'll be right back.
I do hear you.
Yes.
And I work with a lot of influencers, right? I have shows. I produce a lot of television shows with a lot of younger women with a lot of followers, millions of followers, right? And so I think the experience that I have, and we were talking about what like women in our age group can do, is really about life.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So being able, just because you've got, 10 million followers, doesn't mean that you have all of the experience that I have, right? Or that you're going to be able to convey that to your audience. But the people who follow you are following you for a reason.
Right.
So I think the big thing is understanding that responsibility that you have.
Yes.
So once you, and that's where I come in, even in my shows, right? Like I do a lot of work in the field, on my shows as a showrunner. And I feel like in every scene that you see on my shows, like I'm in every scene. I always try to be there at a lot of the scenes, although I cannot be there for the taping of every single scene on the show. But when I am there, or even sometimes when I'm not there, and I watch a cut, I can see the show and I can see my influence in the show.
All right, guys. So welcome back from our little break. I'm so excited because we just sat down with Amani Kroom, and we also have her mom here, Miss Natasha. Oh, I'm sorry. Miss Anita. Yes, Miss Anita. And then we also have Flex's mom here, Miss Natasha.
Hello.
So thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
And I love this because I have children myself. So I consider myself a momager in their life. So I love the fact that I get to sit with the both of you and discuss the roles that you play and everything that, Amani and Flex are working on. So I'm very excited.
Thank you.
I'll give you a couple minutes to introduce yourself and, talk a little bit about your role in everything that has to do with I'm Next.
Thank you. Well, is my mic on? Yes. Oh, okay. Hi, I'm Anita. I'm honored to be here. I'm so excited because I was thinking about, they have been doing this a very long time, and we have always supported them. And when they asked would we participate in helping them, produce New York Fashion Week, because, as parents, we always give suggestions. So the surprise came when they said, okay, are you willing to act on that suggestion? We need media, we need coverage, we need everyone to know what's going on. And then she said, well, Ma, you're going to work on that. You're going to help this one. And that's what I'm doing. That's how I got in touch with you. Yes. And it's very exciting. It's very exciting. I'm very happy to be a part of it. And it lets us know that they are expanding. They are expanding and they need more help. So we're here for them.
I love it. I love it. Ms. Natasha?
Hi, I'm Natasha Gary. I am Flex Mom. I'm Flex Mom, right? I go by Shondell, but I'm Flex Mom. Very much excited for them. Just knowing that they have grown so much, right? For me, being a part of it, them actually asking me to help them means a lot to me as well. It's something different when I'm getting orders from my son and daughter-in-law. That's something different, right? Instead of me telling them, you need to do this and you need to do that. But now them actually telling me, which shows me that they have truly grown, right? That I can look at my little baby boy and say, I don't have to worry too much more, right? That he has his own. He's learned a lot. I've taught him a lot, right? Knowing that Amani have listened as well, but able to tell me now, no, we need to do it this way, and I'm able to understand and say she's right now. Looking at her from knowing her from years ago and her going to her when she was modeling, right? Her shows when she was modeling, now for her giving directions to other people, right? So it means a lot to me. So I'm proud to be here. I'm excited that they asked me to be a part, for me to just jump in and say, let me make sure this is done. Let me make sure this is done. Make sure it's going to be correct. So I'm happy to be a part of it. Yeah. So for us together, Anita and myself.
It's a beautiful thing. Oh, my goodness.
And one last thing, I've always said they are the dynamic duo.
Oh, yes.
I mean, for sure.
Yes.
Because they have each other's back, and then we have their back, and it's just a family affair.
Yeah, I love that. I love a family affair. I'm always trying to get my siblings to work with me and stuff like that. Y'all didn't get to meet my sister, which is my co-host, but I have her, yes. I have her part of the podcast as well. So I'm always speaking to my family about being involved in all the projects that I have going on, because it does take a village. It takes a village, so the fact that you gave your opinions and ideas and suggestions and then be brought into the project is a great thing.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
Yes.
So what role have you been playing specifically? Do you want to share some?
So I am managing the group that is going to have people come in, register the people that's coming in, right? Okay. The guests that's coming in backstage, working the red carpet, the step and repeat. So I am managing that area there. And it's a lot, right? But it's good. It's something different. Not in my field. I do a lot of organizing now, but this is something totally different. So the modeling agency part of it is different, but I'm learning a lot from them.
Yeah. Well, I love that. Again, when I just sat with Amani, she said something about I'm next being a family.
Yes.
So I think that now them seeing you both involved as well is going to make them feel even more comfortable.
Yes.
Like you guys have the best interests, at heart for everyone that you're working with.
Correct.
So I love that. But I know there's challenges
It's challenging.
when you work with your children.
It's challenging.
So let's talk a little bit about those challenges and how you supersede them.
Well, when you have your children telling you, no, you can't do it this way, and you saying to yourself that, no, it's supposed to be done that way, but you have to take 2 steps back and then let them see and understand that I'm following your direction. This is your company. This is your business, right? We got to sometimes let them fall to come back. And they fell, right? But they also got up really quickly. So my challenges was more of having my children tell me what to do, and I'm always telling them what to do. But we got through it.
Yeah. What about you?
Well, for me, we get along so well. But when we're on a set somewhere and Flex telling me, no autographs. Do not run up to those entertainers, stars, because we had Tretch out in Jersey, and that's one of my favorite people. So it's a challenge to stay professional, do your role, do what you have to do.
Right.
So I have to be sneaking on to get my autograph, because when am I going to be back here again? When am I going to see Tretch again?
Right.
So the challenge is to listen, for me to listen, pay attention. If I'm supposed to be helping backstage, then help backstage.
Right.
So But other than that, it's really, more than a challenge. It's really, we can like talk something out without arguing about it.
Yes.
We can
Yes.
go back and forth with, yeah, but if we put, the children in at this time, or what should go in the bags, or which media, should we reach out to? Because I'm old school, so I'm thinking, in helping Nature reach out for media, it's different now because
Oh, yeah.
everything is email and
Yes.
everything is Instagram, and so I have to update myself in terms of I got to get on Instagram, I have to get on this, I have to get on YouTube, I have to let people know that I'm Next is having a show.
Right.
So I can't sit down with the daily newspaper and say, where is the daily news? So
Right.
trying to reach out to the New York Times, reading the language, learning the jargon
Yeah.
about, it's called community journalists.
Yeah.
Other than, okay, where is the New York Times? Where's AM New York? How do I contact these people? So that in itself is going to be a challenge, but I'm up for it.
I love it because you're learning things that you didn't think, you didn't think you would have to be learning new things as you got older after you had your children and all of that.
Yes.
So now you're learning that. And it's so funny you mentioned, the approach to reaching out to these different publications and how it is now, because we just had an event, shout out to DWI, where we talked about the evolution of the digital era, which is now. And we talked about how back then everything was like a Rolodex and things like that. And now it's like, nope, everything is social media, emails, electronic.
Yes.
So that's pretty cool that you're able to learn that, and you
I like
never
that.
know.
I
Yeah.
like that phrase, the evolution of
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So that's good. That's good. And you never know. Maybe in the future, you'll be able to teach some folks what you know, right? You'll be able to train the department
We're
because
here for
I'm
it.
Next is growing.
That's right.
Yes, it
Okay.
is.
So next time, you'll probably be mentoring some new up and coming folks to take over the position.
And I want to thank you for responding. and
Yes, of
getting back
course.
to us and
The microphone. Yeah.
getting back to us,
Yeah.
responding. So we're on it. We're honored to be a part of this.
Of course. Yeah. I'm all about it. I'm a huge supporter of, Amani and Flex and what they're doing with I'm Next modeling and, just everything, just seeing their growth for the, last couple of years that I've known her and seeing everything that they've been doing from opening up the studio this year, just so excited for all of the things that they're doing and everyone who's a part of I'm Next and how they're supporting them and pushing them out there and, seeing all those success stories, I think is amazing. So, yeah. So congratulations to
Thank
both
you.
of you.
Thank
Yes.
you.
And thank you for being here today.
Thank you.
I love that I was able to give you the first interview. And get ready for
Exclusive
many
us.
more.
Thank
Get ready
you.
for many more, okay? But yeah, thank you. And, this is just to show all of you guys, again, that, just family is everything, creating a company, a business, whatever you're working on that just supports not only your family members, but individuals and gives them the proper, coaching and just love, I think is super important. So I love, this conversation that we had today. And again, make sure you guys go to the I'm Next Modeling social media pages so that you can see the event that's coming up on September 6th. All right, y'all.
I'm
Thank you
Next.
again.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate you both.
Thank you.